Hello, this is Divine Sunshine, and I am coming to you with excuse me, there on something else. I am coming to you with a message. I know I come on here sporadically. However, I wanted to um, really see about some of the energies that's coming in, and I keep on getting pretty much messages from what I'm seeing on videos through the feed that is continuously keeps on telling in so many words, ooh, goody, that the divine masculine energies is changing. It is evolving, and we've been saying that for quite some time. We stated that once it comes to a point that the divine masculine would kind of come to this peak of energies of things changing, and so far right now with all the planetary shifts and things that's happening, it is ripe of a time in which the divine masculine is ready to set forth onto this new venture or journey. I know some for quite some time, excuse me, my lips, I feel like they're dry, has been pretty much on the fence, off the fence. As long as I have been doing readings, I have been seeing the evolve or the changes that is came, and sometimes it looks like it took 2 steps forward in the divine masculine energies and 2 steps back in the divine masculine energies as well. As we're seeing, and I have been saying that for the longest time, where that what we think we know, we don't know, and that when we think about a diamond and the different facets of a diamond, that we're not really getting a clear view or the understanding as to what the roles are, what our purpose, what we're supposed to do, and by little bits about what this is going to constantly change. There's going to be a difference from what we thought we knew, that we know this, like, take it, scrap it. It is no longer so. What we thought was it. And now we're seeing now, and we have been saying for the longest, that the divine feminine energies has been not only dedicated just to the person who is coming in the male form or in a female form, and now we're seeing that again, when we talk about divine masculine energies, it's not something that's just set forth in a male form or a female form. It can go either way. We understand that. Now we're coming to a new form of understanding that now when we talk about energies, scrap that. No more divine masculine, no more divine feminine. It's more so the labeling of now it's the energies, the alpha energy and the omega energy. The alpha omega is the one that's going out there. Leadership, is all about, getting things done, doing whatever's in the mission that you believe that you've been set forth to do. And the divine, the omega energies is more so about just sitting back, being in your beingness, observing, being supportive, and just really understanding, taking leadership. If you were saying against in the tarot, like they're saying, be a hierophant, being the spiritual leader that you are in that position. Now we're seeing, from what I'm seeing, I'm almost like the TMZ of looking at all of the things that's been out there and seeing now we're seeing that it's being channeled, it's being brought in readings now, that when we're talking about the masculine energies, to get ready for I call it a Renaissance man. What does that mean? It is a person who is willing to be talented or be skilled in any area as far as what they are willed to do, what they accept in their will to do. They're willing to do it. And I found that fascinating when I looked up the definition about the will being in it, like their will be done. And when we're talking about divinely and becoming this Renaissance man, beforehand, when we're talking about socially, it was frowned upon anybody that was able to do all of these things. I'm a jack of all trades, and you heard the saying, if you're a jack of all trades, you're the master of none. However, that's not true. When we are aligned with our divinity, and we are made made in the image and likeness of the divine, that means, again, and it filters if you where you want to go spiritually, the spirit and the divine is flowing through me, then that means that I am a mirror, or I'm going to express the divine, which means if today I want to be a ballerina dancer and I feel that I can tap into that energy and be the best at ballerina dancer I can, and if tomorrow I change it, I say, no, I want to be a chef, I'm okay with that. And I think that the universe, or the powers that be, governmental or whatever kind of way, pretty much had in the matrix of all things, in the programming thing, try to limit us and cut us off in that belief by coming up with that cliche or that colloquialism of that a jack of all trades, master of none, which limits you, which stops you from being connected to the divine. This again is the expression who you are. Now go fast forward another thing. When we're talking about the role of a male and a female, what some of the ones that are getting ready for your twin soul, divine mate, or divine lover, or divine person, the roles are going to be switched, and you have to get ready to open up and expand your mind to be able to accept this person who is in it. And I kind of seen glimpses of that when I would say, if I looked at my dad, I wouldn't say he was all the way into the feminine energies, but there was a softer side that I felt when I tapped into him, that because of society, it would not allow him to, especially if you came from that period of being a 50s person, a 50s dad, stoic, less on the expression, but heavy on the, being very strict, laying down the law. Now we're kind of flipping around now into where it's like it's heavy on the emotions, heavy on the vulnerability, a little bit less on the being stoic and very like, this is how it's going to be. And, as we call, some people say that as I watch videos and get understanding of this whole thing, is and still find out what resonates for me and what may not resonate for you. But again, this is what resonates for me, that it rings to be true, is that, as we're looking at all these kind of positions and how things are, there's a shift. And when you're talking about the masculine, back then, I would say, even for my dad in his time period, that was not acceptable. That's not something that, again, that a role that you could do. And in the, like I said, the experiment of it all, in trying to do that came a little too early in the experiment to be accepted. It had too many things going against it in order for it truly to be able to germinate or really be able to manifest in this softer side of seers, I call it, or this softer expression of man. It's so many things that even the female or whomever is the lover, they've been programmed so much to say, hey, now you're supposed to provide, you're supposed to protect, you're supposed to do the 3 P's, like they say in the commercial. They say the price, and the price. And this is the way it's been sold. You're supposed to profess, you're supposed to protect, and you're supposed to provide in that order. And now you might find in this Renaissance man, which will be more so, again, they say, hey, I'm going to profess that I love you. I'm going to protect you very much so, but I might not be in a position to be able to do the position of providing like you think. I might be able to provide for you spiritual support. I might be your biggest cheerleader. However, maybe my money is a little kind of interesting. In his society is a female coming in, female body, like, wait, hold on, we got like a little problem. Because that's not how I was raised, that's not how my dad did for me, and so there's going to be this conversation in the female or the feminine energies to understand and say, hey, this is different, you know. And I feel that, again, in the truest of love and sense, and really knowing your person who is your divine lover, you will know if your person is truly coming from a place that they genuinely, hey, I don't feel comfortable in that role of being, you know, this the provider, that in this role, or whatever kind of typecast that you might want to see who your significant other is, and they might come totally different. They might not be carrying on that masculine energies. From what I'm seeing and what's being expressed in the collective, in the readings, is that, again, majority of them are saying, again, that you've got to get ready to be able to be in that role. Like, it's now for some of us that might thought we were feminine, is to carry on that masculine energies, where we are the ones that's going out there leading. And I think some of us have had some of those kind of conversations with self, that made us say, you know what, hey, when I think about kind of just being in the beingness, I got that down pat. I can be spiritual, meditate, be a very spiritual leader, but then when it tells me that, okay, now you got to go out there and now you got to do something out there in the world, it's like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. I want to go back to my default position, which is to be in the Hierophant, the spiritual leader, the ones that do the readings, doing all this spiritual stuff, go to the 5D and float there, and astral travel and all of those things. And the spirit's like, no, I kind of want you to kind of work on the other side, the masculine. That's what you really kind of hear in a feminine body. But I still want you to deal with that alpha energy. This is how I want you to express. Some of us has been very much in alpha energy, and like I said, it's time to kind of step over into the omega energy, more so of the state of being, more so spiritually being able to give through your experiences of being in that alpha energy, to be able to give and say, hey, I've been there, kid, you know, maybe you might not want to do this. There's some reasons why you don't want to fall down those, get caught in that trap, because X, Y, Z happens, and you don't want that to do that to your spirit or whatever. And so because of those experiences, you will be able to shift into the spiritual thing, what happens to you when you're operating into that alpha energies. It's time for you to kind of really look at that self-doing. I know they're saying pretty much collectively that the energies that we have now is a really for you to do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-introspection, a lot of things, because now that the universe is coming up, it's really telling you that, hey, some of this stuff that I done signed up for, I might need to kind of reevaluate this as well. And I think that also where we're going into next, with the year 2025 coming in, again, the 2 and the 5 equals spiritual 7, and you got that 2 there, that's a 9. There's definitely, we're moving into the year 2025 where there is an ending of cycles, just due to the number, the numerology energies that's coming up. And so we will, and I know they have said that collectively before, and I do feel that so much. Some of us is like really get into what we truly love about self. And next year, when you get into truly love, it's like right now, what I'm being channeled and sent to me is that we're really like a kid trying to see like a person in 31's flavors, like at Baskin Robbins. I'm really trying to see like which flavor is really my favorite. And like if somebody told me I was on a desert island and this is the flavor you would eat like for the rest of your life, is this something I can commit to and actually do? Is this really something like, even though this might be my 33rd time of getting this ice cream, it still sends me to the moon like it's the first time? And this is what the energy is that we are actually moving into, is truly understanding that what we're finding out we're liking now through trial and error, by saying, you know, I'm fed up with this energy, I can't do this no more. When we get into the year 2025, it's like we really, it's starting to become a wrap. It's starting to become a wrap to things. And definitely by 2026, we giving birth to something really brand new. The transformation is in there. There's a rebirth of all the things. Now again, that's not saying that if we're still talking about this union of energies that's out there coming up, either with your person or whatever like that. Again, all this stuff is just really like it. Maybe you're starting now to come to the position and say, hey, yeah, you are my person. There's nobody out there like you that makes me feel the way that you do. Or you're at the part that you're saying, you know what, I got to really get in line with what's truly there for me. And so that you have to, and so that's what I'm drawing to me. You have to remember again that whatever it is, I'm here to, whatever you need to hear, try to cast a big vast of a net to kind of collectively bring everybody in. And everything is different from everybody. But this is what the message that I am bringing to you is that, are you really truly ready for, you say you want this person, but I'm telling you, this person, again, is going to, if you've ran across this video, this person is going to come totally different than what your template or what you've been raised to, or what your religious or your spiritual beliefs are. And I would say more so religious, because the spirit knows that this is for your highest good. It's the religion, which means religiously means it's a habit or a thought that's been programmed, and you keep on going to it over and over again till you religiously, till you habitually are getting to that mindset of that belief. And so some of you all, and I'm not saying this collectively for all of you all, some of the hurdles of for you to be into union is that you got to kind of open up and be that revolutionary before you can become that renaissance person or man, into understanding truly what it is to be in that alpha and that omega energies. Because if you would check with yourself, if you feel like you are resonating in that alpha, which is that leadership out there, or that you probably would say, you know what, a person who is coming to me in that omega energy is really what I need. Because you kind of don't want two alphas coming together. That's a lot of bumping of energies. You're like, well, we can, you know, that part. And then even if you and your person are balanced, they've got to understand when you're in your alpha energy, it's time for them to go in their omega energy. And when they're in their alpha energy, you got to understand it's time for me to go in my omega energies. If you can't, like a gear shift in a car, understands the different gears, and you like, no, I want to stay in the standard, whatever, no driving, no shifting, then guess what? You and that love bug or that car love is not going to be able to move forward. That's what I told you. And I think you can kind of go back to one of my videos and say, I've been to the mountaintop, I've seen it. This type of relationship or dynamic that you are getting, this connection that you are getting signed up for, to give birth to manifest, is totally different. And when you're in it, you have got to be in that mindset that, again, that some things that could be done that you in your old self will question and say, I don't know. When your new self, you look at it and say, that's not a threat to us, because we're connected. That doesn't mean anything. That has nothing to do with us. And again, it'll get so comfortable. You've got to be able to quiet that mind, so that mind is not going and searching and looking for problems to sabotage that connection in the way it's operating it is. Because again, like I said, if you're doing this switcheroo and where your masculine, let's say the traditional feminine, the lady, the female, and the male is operating in that omega energy, and the female's working in alpha energies, you're going to get outside friends and family saying, why she acting like she the boss of you? And why you ain't saying nothing? And you like, her and I got an understanding, and they going to be trying to put their little 2 cents into it. And then if you're a thinker, like I have been, those things, and your person is that, if they have not gotten rid of all that distortion, or really truly not understanding themselves, their true north, or what works for them, or how to be able to set people straight on the outside of the connection, which is, like I say, family, friends, or people who are just observing, they have to have an understanding of, what's that fail? They have to have an understanding that that's between you and them, and you have an understanding, and they need to stay out of it. You'll say it in a nice, blessed way of understanding for all everybody parties on the outside. But this is, again, this is brand new. This is going to be, again, if you being a light worker, this is going to be totally something out of the norm. The Spirit has brought to me, and so you've got to get, as C.D. Jake said, you get ready, get ready, get ready for what's new, this coming down the pipeline for you and your connection. And you've got to have that resiliency, that bounce to come back, and to be able to stand in your knowingness that, hey, this is it. And so if you're not in that, that is something that, again, you're getting prepared for, and that's why these trials and tribulations and these separations and coming together and all those things are coming forth. So again, this is a message that I just wanted to bring to you. I'm noticing, like I see, when I see trends and patterns that everyone is kind of saying, I said, whoa, wait a second, that's the universe saying, I'm giving you a clue. If you don't, you know me, I'll pick up on it and say that's something that we might need to investigate and start thinking about and preparing our minds to get ready to receive that. Again, are you ready for this Renaissance man that's coming? Because he's totally different. He's, again, understanding the skills and abilities of how to be able to be everything for themselves, how to be everything for you, but you got to be ready and be willing, like they say, and is willed to do those things. And my question to you, are you willing and are you ready? All right, then, it's always stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay sane, and I'm stay. Now I'm going to go. Love you.